Porsche is often considered the pinnacle of enthusiast cars. And if you're lucky enough to drive one of the older air-cooled models, you know just how visceral and satisfying the experience can be. There's just one problem: price. Porsche has always been premium, and all that engineering excellence comes at a cost usually higher than most people can afford. For many, that meant giving up the dream of Porsche ownership entirely. But 6,000 miles away from Stuttgart, on a farm in Brazil, someone had a different idea. A working man's Porsche. A car that could be built from affordable, readily available components, yet still offer Porsche-adjacent styling and reasonable performance. That car? The Puma GT. The story begins with Rino Malzone, an Italian immigrant who moved to Brazil as a child with his parents. They joined an extended family coffee farm business, which was steadily growing. Rino had a comfortable upbringing and seemed destined to continue in the family business. But his passion lay elsewhere, with cars. As a teenager, he spent his time at his uncle's auto shop, learning the ins and outs of vehicles. That early exposure would later define his career. After school, Rino attended law school and became a lawyer at a reputable Brazilian firm. For many, that's the pinnacle of success. But Rino? He wasn't fulfilled. His heart was still with automobiles. In his late 20s and 30s, Rino began tinkering with his own car projects. What started as casual experiments turned into serious craftsmanship. He worked on a wide variety of vehicles: BMWs, Ford Model A, Austins, even a Maserati. The Maserati was the most notable. Rino managed to fit a Ferrari V12 from a vintage 250 Testarossa into the car. These experiments culminated in his first production car, the Malzone GT, in 1963. The Malzone GT was a handsome coupe built on a DKW chassis, one of Brazil's most popular cars at the time. These were small, utilitarian, front-engine vehicles. Rino rebodied them, and the results were stunning. The car retained the DKW 1-liter, 2-stroke motor, producing about 50 horsepower, modest by today's standards, but spry for a car weighing just 1,600 pounds. It wasn't just about looks. The car also performed well in racing, which helped Rino attract funding to launch a company called Luminari, producing the initial GTS models. Early Malzone GTs used hand-formed steel body panels. Over time, Rino experimented with fiberglass, realizing it allowed for cheaper, more scalable production. With this new approach, the brand transformed. Luminari became Puma, and the Malzone GT evolved into the Puma GT, launched in 1966. The Puma GT was elegant, with refined lines and better build quality. Its debut was a hit. Over 100 cars sold instantly, and it was named Brazil's most beautiful car by a local magazine. But trouble was looming. DKW, the supplier of the original donor chassis, closed their Brazil operations. Rino had to redesign the Puma GT to survive. The solution? Volkswagen Karmann Ghia chassis. This was a rear-engine platform, a huge engineering challenge compared to the original front-engine DKW. Yet, Rino and his team succeeded. The new Puma GT retained the original styling cues while adapting to the VW chassis. Visually, the Puma GT was a mix of influences: Alpine A110, Lamborghini Miura, a hint of Datsun 240Z. Under the hood, either a 1.5L or 1.6L VW air-cooled motor powered the car. Despite modest horsepower, 60 plus from the 1.6L, the Puma GT's lightweight fiberglass body, around 1,700 pounds, made it lively and fun. It featured independent suspension at all four corners, VW manual gearbox, drum brakes. The car was a perfect balance of affordability, performance, and style. By 1970, Puma launched the GTE, with the standing for export. Cars were now sold worldwide: America, Asia, Europe. Compliance modifications were done to meet international standards. Sales climbed steadily, and Puma introduced the Spider convertible as well. Around this time, Rino was diagnosed with a heart condition and had to step back. He passed away in 1979, coinciding with Puma's best sales year, 3,500 cars sold. The company diversified with models like GTB, rebadged pickup trucks. But the 1980s brought challenges: factory fires, financial strain, dropping sales. By 1983, annual production was down to 146 cars, and Puma eventually folded. In total, Puma sold about 17,000 cars, impressive for a small, VW-based sports car company. Today, a passionate community of enthusiasts restores and maintains these cars. They occasionally appear on the market. Lower end, $5,000. Pristine examples, high teens to low $20,000. For that price, it's hard to find a prettier, more unique classic car anywhere. From a lawyer with a car obsession to a small Brazilian brand creating a Porsche-inspired sports car for the masses, the Puma GT is a story of ingenuity, passion, and perseverance. What do you think? Do these Pumas deserve more recognition, or is their charm all in their story? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, enthusiasts.